Hey guys and gals, Chris here from the Broken Sea with another fun episode of Broken Comics. As you can tell, just myself today, obviously, with the very lazy setup I have. I don't want to pull out the couch and move around. Anyway, it's just me today. Today's comic book review is something I'm super excited about. I don't know if I probably mentioned it on the channel before. I don't think me and JP have ever done like a top 5 or 10 movies that we enjoy or whatever, but definitely up in that list for myself is Nicholas Refn's Drive. Drive is honestly one of my favorite movies of all time. Of course, starring Ryan Gosling. A lot of people who saw it, most people I know really dig it. If you didn't dig it, I completely understand, but yeah, for me, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Just fantastic soundtrack, great directing. People complain that Ryan Gosling doesn't say much in it, but he's just a very quiet character. So it's Drive movie review something down the road. But for now, so when Drive came out, people who were blown away were blown away. A lot of people were unaware that it's actually based off a novel originally, and the novel by James Sallis here. Very good read. If you can find it, I definitely recommend checking it out. Now, for those of you who've read the book and then kind of seen the movie, I'm sure, as you know, they're actually two pretty separate entities. Like, they hit a lot of the same beats, but like the Driver in the book is way way more hardcore, and it's nowhere near as it's not a love story, that's for sure. So a couple months ago, someone had sent to me on Facebook that, hey, look, this is coming up. So I'm sure as you could tell, considering it's a Broken comic and that I've just mentioned Drive 2 times, Drive is now getting a comic rendition done. It's by IDW Publishing, based on the cover 1 of 4. So this is going to be a 4-parter. I was hoping to get one of the limited edition covers, couldn't find it, but it happens. So, quick review on it. It's awesome so far. This is just the first issue. I'm really digging it. And the reason I brought up the book as well as the movie is because if you really enjoyed the movie and you pick up this comic book is following the novel, not the movie. So characters kind of moved around. They're named differently. They act differently. This is a much harsher world than the movie painted. So, like, if you really enjoyed Drive, I'd still say check it out. Like, myself personally, I like the movie version better. I did, but I'm a sucker for a good romance with a lot of blood. Not vampire shit though. That's stupid. But the fact that they're going based off the actual novel itself, I'm kind of digging. The novel, like I said, even though it's a lot grittier, I find that lends itself to the comic book a bit more. If you like the book, it's basically it's a very faithful adaptation so far. So there's your inkling already. You should go buy it. If you enjoyed Drive, I still say check it out. I'd still say pick it up. This is already off to a great start. So. Time to actually get into the comic. So I am going to get into spoilers here. I'm just basically going to go over what happens in the first comic, show you guys some artwork. This is your warning. So if you just want to read the comic, you don't want anything spoiled, go buy it now. if you can find it. I know my comic book store, they didn't have a lot of copies, so go taking a look around. So this one is actually done by quite a few different people as far as the art goes. Like, as you can already tell, the cover, I love it. Immediately thinking of LA. Like, Drive is LA. That's one of the biggest things. I thought this was actually going to be a panel from the comic book itself when they released the image, but no, this is the actual cover. So the comic book starts off with, I'm sure as you remember from the movie, that scene where Ryan Gosling is in the hotel room and all that shit's gone down. 2 people are dead. So is the girl. Can't remember her name, but it starts off with him just kind of, recollecting. He's got his arm shot on the floor. Everyone else is dead. He's just like, 3 bodies are enough for now. And then we get to some time earlier where he's meeting up with Cook. and I'm sure, as you remember, Cook was one of the bad guys in the movie, but in the book and in the comic book here, he's just a guy who hired Gosling. I want to say Gosling. It's not Gosling. He hires the driver for a job. And a lot of the same lines, like this is where you get, I don't carry weapons, I don't sit in on the plan, I drive. That's all I do. That's all you're going to get. So he takes it up, and the driver in this comic book, and as well as the novel, of course, because it's based on his perspective, talks a lot more. So you're getting a better idea of him. You can tell he's a lot more. He's a lot grizzled. Like on the way to his car, he's talking about LA becoming different when night comes. He's going out to his car. There's a bunch of people just kind of sitting around. He puts his keys in his hand and just straight up punches a guy and punches his key into his eye and something like that. Drives off. Talking about, kind of how he got to where he is a little bit. He's not going too much into it. Goes to his apartment, talking about how he likes the older apartments where, if you wanted at 2 in the morning, pack up and move. He only ever carries around enough stuff so he can just leave anytime he wants if anything happens there. And as he's kind of going into his hotel room, he ends up meeting one of his new neighbors. And I'm sure, as you know, it's supposed to be, it is Irene from the movie, but in the novel form. So it's always confusing when it's, like I said, she's a lot more different than she is in the movie there. So she's just saying, hey, I'm new, I'm off all day, I only work the night, so if you're ever free, swing on by, we're neighbors, that sort of thing. And then of course we cut to the driver doing what he does during the daytime, which is he's a stunt driver. He drives for the movies. He's always talking about how he's a perfectionist, how he he always does what the director says. He just likes to follow. He likes, basically he does what he's told, and he's good at what he does. He also goes into, because he's getting ready for this job with Cook, he's going a lot of people steal cars for jobs, that sort of thing. That's not what you should do. He's like, I just go to really shitty lots, find a decent car, pay cash, and then there we go. So we cut to the pawn shop that is going to get robbed by Cook and his accomplice there. He's waiting in the car, and I'm sure if you've seen the movie, if you remember, the deal does not go well. Cook gets shot and killed. The girl gets in the car, tells him to drive, because they were just supposed to knock over a pawn shop and get just a little bit of money there. And they keep driving, and then there's a huge crash. As the female accomplice, she looks in the bag. She's like, there's a lot more money in here than we thought. There's $250,000. And as you can see, there's the crash, and there's the driver. So, and that's actually where it ends. I know I kind of summed it up pretty quickly, but trust me, there's a lot more great artwork and stuff in here. They even have a good interview with James Sallis, the writer of Drive, and then just some of the artwork, tips from a driver, and then all the variant covers you can buy, which, god damn it, I want them. So if you've seen the movie, then you already know, holy shit, that's pretty much the halfway point, the whole pawn shop robbery. Like I said, the novel hits a lot of the same beat, or the movie hit a lot of the same beats as the novel, but it's pieced together completely differently. Characters act a bit differently than they were supposed to. Things happen that didn't happen in the movie. Characters were written out of the movie. So if you wanted to kind of get a different take on Drive, this is it. Definitely pick it up. The artwork is really, really good. I like it. Like I said, it's reminding me of the 80s, and that's what you want. That's what you want with Drive. They're using a lot of the blue and the red lights. I love that. It's penciled by Antonio Fuso, inked by Emilio Lasse, colored by Jason Lewis. To be honest, I don't really know much of their previous work, but I mean, if you're a fan, I'm kind of digging it. I might have to go check out some more of their work. But there's Drive. If you enjoyed the movie, you wanted to kind of give it a different spin, I'd say pick it up. The first issue, off to a great start. You're getting a lot of LA at night, you're getting a lot of the feel of the world, and you're getting a lot of the whole fact that the driver is really someone you shouldn't fuck with at the end of the day. But yeah, thanks for watching me ramble. I wanted to do a review of this even though JP wasn't here, just because, like I said, Drive is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm so happy to see that it's getting a comic book rendition done. This is reminding me a lot of Battle Royale, another one of my favorite movies, in the whole sense that, you know, it was a book, then it became a movie, then it became a manga, and each one is different. Each one has their strengths, each one has their weaknesses. Movie's my favorite out of those three for Battle Royale, but I always like it when you can take the same story but see it from kind of a different perspective. But thanks for watching. Once again, thank you guys so much for subscribing and giving us a chance. As I said before, we do have media passes now for Sask Expo that will be coming up in, I believe it's September 18th, 19th, that weekend. So get ready to see a lot more cosplay on the channel, a lot more interviews, and you know, it's just gonna be a damn good time. I'm looking forward to it. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to stay classy, and hey, you know, don't forget to give that like, subscribe button. They're two separate buttons, but don't forget to give either one a little click, and feel free to leave a comment if you watched the movie, read the book, just read the comic. You know, let me know which one you like the most, or you know, if you enjoy the movie as well. I mean, obviously, don't come on here and just shit all over the movie, because you're not going to change my opinion. I like the movie, but thanks for watching, and take care.